In a world where fuel prices are only going one way, electric performance cars are making more sense than ever before, especially for those in the market with supercar money. With lower running costs and power that matches up to the best of supercars, the performance EV market is heating up. One such car is this, the 637 horsepower Audi RS e-tron GT, which could be one of the best electric cars in the world right now. It's the first all-electric Audi to wear the legendary RS badge, which is a dynasty including the RS4 and the RS6. It goes up against other electric cars like the Porsche Taycan, which it shares a lot in common with. It has a 465 kilometre range and a starting price tag of over €142,000. But does it deserve full RS status and such an eye-watering price tag? In this video we'll take a look inside and outside the RS e-tron GT, but before we start, remember to check out Carzone for Audis for sale from trusted sellers. The RS e-tron GT is one of those rare cars that looks fantastic from every angle. It uses the same platform as the Porsche Taycan, which explains the close resemblance. Personally, I prefer the look of the Audi over the Porsche, but let us know what you think in the comments. It's available in two different models, the e-tron GT Quattro or the range-topping RS model that you see here. Both cars have an electric motor on the front and rear wheels and a huge 93 kilowatt-hour battery, which gives long range. It's easy to tell that this is the fully fledged RS model with a black grille, these huge 21-inch alloy wheels with large red brake calipers behind, and as you go to the rear of the car you can see this automatic spoiler and RS badges. This one has some optional extras, including an RS design pack and this gorgeous Ascari blue metallic paint. But what do you think of the RS e-tron GT? Let us know. If I could use one word to describe the interior of the RS e-tron GT, it would be special. Of course, you would expect that from a car that starts at nearly €142,000. Everything from these RS sport seats, red coloured seat belts and optional carbon fibre inlays tell you that this is a car to be reckoned with. Quality is exceptional in here with suede and soft touch materials across the dashboard and doors, and you get a huge glass panoramic roof which stretches all the way across the cabin, filling it with natural light. Space is good inside, although taller drivers will have to hunch down quite a lot when sitting inside in classic sports car style. You get plenty of adjustment through the seats and the steering wheel, and these RS bucket seats hug you into place at faster speeds. Unlike the Tesla Model S and the Mercedes EQS, it does with a smaller touchscreen on the dash, which is nice as it feels more driver focused in here. The touchscreen system is good to use with clear and crisp graphics, and it gets wireless Apple CarPlay as standard. You also get Audi's digital driver's display, which has all of your key driving information. Being the RS model, it gets plenty of upgrades, including these red coloured seatbelts, along with a Bang & Olufsen 3D surround sound system, which is perfect for any road trip playlist. Storage can be hard to come by. With a useful area underneath the driver's armrest and a wireless smartphone charger. You get two cup holders and also this small area, but that's about it. In the rear, headroom is decent and you get a comfortable armrest with two cup holders built in, two USB-C charge points and a pair of ISOFIX mounts. As sports cars go, the boot in the RS e-tron GT is pretty good and you get 405 litres of room. As the boot lid is small, it will be difficult to carry larger items, however, but you can spec a roof rack to load a bicycle or larger items. So the RS e-tron GT is meant to be more of a grand tourer than an outright sports car, but as soon as you start to drive it, you realise it's more of the latter. It has two electric motors, one on the front and one on the rear, sending a combined 590 horsepower to all four wheels. When you use launch control, however, power is boosted to 637 horsepower for a short 2.5 second burst, meaning it is the most powerful Audi RS model ever built. So let's try that out now to see what it's like. I'm going to select launch control by slowing down. I'm going to turn on dynamic mode on the dash, push my foot down on the brake, select full throttle and go. Whoa! Woo! Every time. From launch, the RS e-tron GT can cover 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in just 3.3 seconds, and to be honest, it feels faster than that, forcing you back into the driver's seat under heavy acceleration. Now that sprint time is almost half a second slower than the Porsche Taycan Turbo S and slower again than the Tesla Model S, but in all honesty it doesn't feel it. It has more power and acceleration than you could possibly need from a road car. It is mind-numbingly fast in a straight line. Unusually for an EV, it has a 2-speed gearbox attached to the rear electric motor. This allows it to select a lower gear for lower speed driving and more efficiency, and then it steps up for higher speeds and for faster acceleration. There are all sorts of electronic driving aids that make it easier to drive than a car with 600 odd horsepower should be. Similarly, it's just as easy to cruise around in comfort mode, and it has an excellent turning circle in tight parking spaces thanks to the standard all-wheel steering on the RS model. More impressive still is how the RS rides on these bumpy mountain roads. As standard, it gets air suspension, and even on these huge 21-inch wheels, it rides majestically. So smooth for a car weighing over 2.3 tonne. Stopping a car this heavy is a challenge, but the RS gets cast iron brakes and huge calipers as standard, which means it has tremendous stopping power. You can even spec it with carbon ceramic brakes, but that's probably pointless unless you're planning to take it out on the track regularly. It feels lighter than it actually is too, with agile handling and responsive steering. Audi even claims that it has a lower centre of gravity than an R8, which I'm starting to see here on these tight and twisty roads. The driving sounds in the RS e-tron GT give it a sense of speed, and it's something that all EVs should have in my opinion. I describe the sound as something of a cross between a Transformer and a Lewis, but I love it. The RS e-tron GT has a claimed range of up to 465 kilometers from a full charge, which is good but not quite at the same level as its rivals. We are currently managing around 22 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers in efficiency, which means that range is quite accurate too. Although it'll be difficult to find a charger fast enough, the RS e-tron GT can charge at up to 270 kilowatts. With a more commonplace 150 kilowatt charger, it can charge from 5 up to 80% in around 25 minutes. It took me around 9 hours for a 60% top up at home overnight. There is also lots of safety tech on the RS to get accustomed to, including the 4-wheel steering that we mentioned, acoustic vehicle alert system, parking system plus, and Audi Presense front assistance. Up front, the RS e-tron GT gets an additional 81 litres of space, which is useful for your charge cables and other items, while there are charge ports located on either side of the car, which is helpful. So should you buy the Audi RS e-tron GT? Well, if you're looking for an electric sports car that has comfort, styling and performance in abundance, it should be high up on your shopping list. The design is stunning, the drive is breathtaking, and it ultimately offers the added benefits of low EV running costs. That said, it carries a massive price tag starting at €142,000, and it is ultimately slower than the Porsche Taycan and Tesla Model S, and both of those cars are more affordable too. That said, it is a hugely impressive car, and if this is the future of electric sports cars, then it's very much a future that I'm looking forward to. Remember, check out Carzone to find Audis for sale from trusted sellers in Ireland. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe for more video reviews like this.